Hi everybody, welcome to today's class. We are continuing on our theme of embracing change and honoring where we are in the process. So let's get started. You will need a couple blocks and a blanket, or you might want them. So gather your props and meet me on your mat. We're going to get started in a seated position. So find a comfortable seat, a nice tall long spine, and just gently begin to tune inward. Close your eyes. Take a nice inhale and a grounding exhale. Start to slow everything down and arrive. Allow your body to be present. Notice your breath going in and out your nose. Just follow it and notice. And take a big inhale. And as you exhale, send your energy down to the core of the earth, imagining your roots growing out of the base of your spine, all the way through all the layers. The floorboards, the grass, the dirt, the rock, the stone, making its way to the very center of the earth. And once it does, it wraps around as if it's giving the earth a big giant hug. And you feel so rooted, so connected, so present. And place your hand on your heart and start to tune in to that space. And I invite you to connect with your intention for the day. It could be as simple as being present, coming home to your body. Sometimes that question overwhelms me, and if you find yourself getting a little anxious, then I encourage you just to let an intention arise from your heart. Simply ask it, what do you need? What does my soul need today? Trust that you are right where you are supposed to be. And take one more big cleansing inhale. And exhale. Gently open your eyes. And feel that you have arrived in this moment. We're going to get started today with warming up our legs, our feet. So take your foot in your hands and give your foot a little massage, starting at your toes. And working your way down to the ball of your foot and the arch and the heel. Now take your whole hand and rub the whole sole of your foot, creating some friction and warmth. Just waking up all of our sensors in our feet. We're going to be doing a little bit of balancing today. So we want all of our sensors to be here with us and awake. Awesome. I'll do some ankle rolls. I like to cradle my leg in my hands. You can do that. Roll one way with your ankle. And do the other way. Beautiful. Switch legs. Let's give this foot some love. So massage starting at the toes. Pay attention to each little toe. And work your way down to the ball of the foot, the arch, and the heel. Now start to create that warmth by rubbing your hands along your foot, some of the toes. It's cold here, so this feels good. And let's do some ankle rolls on this side. So roll one way. You notice if this foot is any different than your other. Mine doesn't like to move as well as my right foot. Let's just notice. And go the opposite way. Beautiful. And place that leg down. Extend your hands out in front of you as if we were gonna high five each other. So fingers are pointing up towards the sky. Extend them nice and long. Put a slight bend in the elbows, and as if you were gonna hold a block or something in between your hands, start to engage your arms here. Now we're gonna simply close our hands, make a fist, a tight fist, squeeze here, and then open again. Extend your fingers nice and wide and close. We're gonna go back and forth like this. Open, close, open, close. Now start to go a little faster. Open, close, open, close. You got it, keep going. Really warming up our forearms here, so keep going faster. Can you go faster? One of mine can. Notice if a hand is getting lazy. Faster. Woo! 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Massage out those forearms for a bit. Now do some wrist rolls. Going one way and the opposite way. I feel like I'm shooting like a fireball to you or something. All right, beautiful. We're gonna come on to all fours. So this is a great opportunity to use your blanket either underneath your knees or your wrists. Will be here for just a little bit. If you've got sensitive knees or wrists, that might be nice. So take your shoulders are gonna go directly above your wrist, and your hips are going to be directly above your knees. Pull the belly in so you have a nice, flat, neutral spine here. Check in with our foundation. So grip the ground with your fingertips. Get nice and rooted in your hands. Tap the top of your feet to the earth. Really seal them to the ground here. We're going to do a couple rounds of cat-cow. If you've never done that, don't worry. I'm going to walk you through it. On the inhale, we're going to pull our hand, our heart. We're going to pull our heart through our arms here. So what that looks like is inhale, the belly is going to drop, the tailbone is going to lift. Now I want you to pretend like you have a piece of paper in between your hands and the floor, and you're trying to scoot back on that piece of paper. So your hands are going to almost like your knees and your hands are magnetized towards one another here. So inhale, pull that heart through. Exhale, we're going to push the ground away as our spine curls and our chin tucks towards our chest, rounding through the spine. And then inhale, drop the belly, bring the heart through towards the hands. Exhale, push away, tuck and round. Inhale, pull the heart through. So go like that at your own pace. Link the movements with the breath. Inhale, pulling through. Exhale, tuck and round. Waking up the spine. Do one more. So inhale, pull the heart through. Exhale, tuck and round. And meet me at the neutral spine. Now I want you to take your left hand, extend it out in front of you as if you were going to give someone a handshake, and then take your left leg, extend it back behind you so they're in this long line here, and pretend that someone is pulling your hand away from your foot. So get nice and long and stretch. Expand. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to bring our elbow towards our knee, right under beneath us. And inhale, again, nice and long. Exhale. Elbow to knee. If this is too much, simply take your hand back towards the ground and then just go with your leg back and forth like this. All right, inhale, extend, exhale, crunch. Inhale, expand, exhale, crunch. Okay, go like that a couple more times. Notice how it feels to have part of your foundation taken away. We're really relying on this connection with the earth with our right hands and our left knee, right? One more time, meet me back in neutral. Beautiful, do the other side. So extend the right hand out in front of you. Left leg goes back. Pull, get nice and long here. Stretch, keep that micro bend in that left elbow. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale. You got it. Keep going. Seal that top of the foot to the floor. It's really going to help you find your balance here. One more, wherever you are. Inhale, exhale, and back to neutral. Beautiful, waking up that core. It's going to help us. All right, so from here, I want you to simply, we're going to push back into a child's pose if you know where we're going. That just means take an inhale and then exhale. Bring your big toes together and start to send your hips back until they reach your heels. You're going to allow your belly to fall onto your knees, or if that is uncomfortable, you can simply bring your knees wide. This was one of my favorite poses I did when I was pregnant, and allow your belly just to drop through your knees here. Hands are going to stay extended. Forehead is going to come to the earth. And then breathe here. I'm turning my head so I can talk to you. Connecting with your intention. Take an inhale, come back up to all fours, tuck your toes, lift your knees off the ground, send your hips back high for downward facing dog. Push the ground away with your hands. Allow your heels to drip towards the floor. Remember, if you want to use blocks here, you can certainly do that. That helps with reaching those heels back. You can always bend your knees here. If this is your first down dog of the day, maybe you want to dog day, down dog of the day. You can pedal out your legs if that feels good. And if there's a blanket in your way, you can move that back. We're going to start to walk into our caterpillar here. So take an inhale, come to the height of the toes. Start to walk your feet towards your hands. So look up your hands. Walk ever so slowly, more slowly than you want. Woo! It's hard to go slow sometimes. Grip the ground with your fingertips. It's going to help. Breathe here. Release the neck. Inhale for halfway lift, so hands are going to slide up the shins. Torso is parallel to the earth. Exhale, fold back down. Graze the earth. Inhale, drill down through the heels. Bend the knees, send the arms wide up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, bring it back down through your heart. And to the side for our Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's get activated. Let's get grounded here. So look down at your feet. Ground down through the four corners of your feet. So really feel that connection. Grip the ground with your toes. Pull up through your kneecaps. Engage the thighs. Lengthen the tailbone down. Pull the pubic bone up. Pull the belly in. Bring the shoulders up through the ears. Roll them back down the back body. Allow your fingertips to reach for the earth. Push the skull slightly backwards. Feel what it feels like to be so strong and so grounded in this moment. I know that's a lot, but you know, Tadasana is my favorite pose for good reason. Okay, we're gonna move into our chrysalis phase. I know, the phase that's so icky sometimes and hard to be in. It's uncomfortable, but it's an important part of life and the whole cycle of existing. All right, so take a big inhale. Bring your palms together and start to fold, hinging at the hips all the way down, reaching for the floor or for your blocks here. And release the neck, find a place to land in this pose. You can bend your knees as much as you want to allow your belly to hang on to your thighs. Breathe here. Notice if your body wants to take any sort of movements, if you want to move your hips from side to side, or if you just want stillness. Take what you need. If you need to back out of this pose, know that you can do that. You have the power. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Move your blocks out of the way if they are. Plant the hands. Step back into plank pose. And drop the knees. Send your hips back to meet your heels. Coming into child's pose, allow your belly to fall onto your thighs, or you can extend your legs wide and allow the belly to drop. Hands can go out in front of you, forehead comes to the earth. Breathe deep. On your next inhale, rise into a tabletop pose. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees. Send your hips back high for downward facing dog. Push the ground away. Grip the earth with your fingertips. Look back at your thighs. Inhale, come to the height of the toes. Start to slowly walk forward to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold back down. Hands graze the earth as you rise up. Big inhale here. Palms touch. Pull them down, come home. And release to your sides. Beautiful. Okay, ready? Inhale, arms up, high overhead. Palms touch, folding at the hips. Exhale all the way down. Plant the hands. Step back into high plank pose. Right foot goes back, left foot goes back. Pull forward, drop the knees. Lower onto your belly. Untuck the toes, take an inhale here. Pull the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Squeeze the elbows together. Push down through the pubic bone. Release. Tuck the toes. Powerfully push up into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And inhale, raise the right leg high to the sky. Start to bring the knee to your nose to drop your foot in between your hands. If your foot doesn't make it there, it's okay, just shimmy it up there. However you need to get there is fine. All right, so we're in this like lungy type position. I want you to magnetize your heel towards your toes, hover your belly off the ground, hover your hands off the ground. Now reach back as if there is a beach ball back behind you. You're holding onto it. We're gonna fire up the legs here. Inhale. Now exhale, start to rise as you push down through those legs, high up to the sky. Bring your beach ball up overhead. We're in this crescent pose. Sink down in that front leg. Allow this back leg to have a micro bend in it. Whoop. All right, tuck the tailbone down, pull the pubic up. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. You can bring your arms to your hips here. we're gonna start to emerge out of our chrysalis and into our butterfly, okay? So bring your beach ball back behind you, so folding over that front leg. Take an inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold over. If this is too much for you, simply drop the knee onto the ground. You can do that from this kneeling position, okay? So beach ball back behind you, inhale up, exhale, fold down, inhale up, exhale, woo, beach ball back behind you, inhale up, exhale, one more, inhale up. This time, exhale, plant the hands on the ground on the both side of your foot, and take your right leg back behind you to meet your left for a plank pose. And we're going to simply drop our knees and lower back onto our belly for another cobra. Untuck the toes, push up with your hands, squeeze elbows, use your back muscles here. And release, tuck the toes, push back into downward facing dog, look back at your thighs. And we're gonna do the other side. So inhale, rise that left leg up to the sky, bring the knee to the nose to drop your foot in between your hands, or however your foot needs to get there is totally fine. Magnetize your heel towards your toes, fire up those legs, hover the belly off the thigh, hover the hands off the floor, grab the beach ball behind you, take an inhale, and exhale, rise up. Keep a bend in that back leg, sink down in that front leg. Notice, look down at your leg and notice if that knee is kind of falling into the midline. They tend to do that there. So take your hand and just simply guide it back straight. Hands can come to the hips and the knee can come down to the floor if you need to. Take whatever position is calling to you, what your body needs. All right, beach ball goes up and back behind you. Inhale up, exhale, fold, inhale up, exhale, fold, one more, inhale up, exhale, bring the hands down, plant them on each side of your foot, take your left leg back to meet your right, this time just push back into downward facing dog, take a breath. Inhale, raise the right leg to the sky again. And knee comes up to the nose. Drop your foot in between your hands. Hover your belly off the thighs. Hover your hands. Magnetize the feet together. Fire up the legs. Inhale, rise up. Crescent pose. Hands can come up to the sky or to your hips. Now we're going to play around with this popping up and balancing on our right foot, okay? So what that means is take an inhale and exhale, kick off that back leg, and then just balance on to that right foot. So you can leave your toes to kind of graze the ground here back behind you, or if you want some extra movement, you can simply swing that leg up in front of you and bring your knee up kind of towards your belly here, okay? So bring it back, land in crescent. Take an inhale, up, and exhale, back down. Take an inhale, shift that weight into that foot, and exhale, back down. Inhale up, exhale down. Beautiful, one more. Inhale up, exhale, down. All right, this time we are gonna fly our butterfly. So it could look different for everyone. Everyone is a different butterfly, I suppose. And so we're gonna inhale, and exhale, pushing off of that back leg. The idea is for our butterfly wings to fly back behind us, so our hands are reaching back behind us, our belly is pulling in, and our leg is simply flying upwards as our torso is reaching parallel to the ground here. Okay, so that could be a butterfly, or if that doesn't feel good to you, then you can simply come back out of it a little bit. You can hold onto the wall here. If you're by a wall, you can use your blocks for balance. Okay, so figure out how you want to fly today. Hands can come up here. Just keep a generous bend in that front leg here. Don't I am double jointed, so I tend to lock out, okay? But let's place a bend into that front leg, and then just find your butterfly. Find something to focus your gaze on. Find some steadiness and ease, and breathe. Take an inhale. And exhale. Slowly with control, start to lower that back leg back into crescent pose. Finding the floor. Sinking down. Beautiful. And reach your hands, plant them on both sides of your foot. Take your right leg back to meet your left. Push back into downward dog for a breath. Now let's do the other side. So raise that left leg up to the sky and pull it forward to drop in between your hands. Magnetize the feet, hover the belly off the floor, hover the hands, take an inhale, exhale, rise nice and strong, all the way into our beautiful crescent pose. Hands can come to the hips or up to the sky. Place a bend in that back leg, lengthen the tailbone down, pull the pubic bone up, pull the belly in. Find stability. Find something to focus on. Focus your gaze on something that's not moving in front of you. And we're going to play around with that balance movement here. So take an inhale, exhale, push off that back leg. Find some balance. If your foot wants to come here or here, that's fine. And bring it back down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. All right. We're going to fly on this leg. Are you ready? Place your blocks if you need them. Know that you can grab for the wall. Take an inhale. Exhale, push. And fly that butterfly. Leg is going to lift however high it wants to go. Torso is going to fall to the earth. Well, fall maybe isn't the right word, but lean towards the earth. And hands are going to reach back. Do something with your energy. Engage everything. And find steadiness and ease in this pose on this side. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly start to lower that back leg. Trust that the ground is there. Whoop. And land in your crescent pose. One last time. Drop your hands to the floor. And bring that left leg back to meet the right. Push back into downward facing dog for the very last time. Now simply come up to the height of your toes and start to wave your body into plank. Drop your knees. Take an inhale, untuck the toes, and then push your hips back to meet your heels for a beautiful child's pose. Forehead can come to the earth. Remember, knees can go wide and belly can drop through, or the knees can be together and the belly can rest onto the knees. Connect back with your intention for the day. Come home to your body. Take a big inhale, come up to all fours, and we're going to simply come into a seated position. We're going to be moving onto our back. So grab a block, place it nearby, and then ever so slowly, make your way onto your back. Feet are going to seal onto the floor. Knees are going to be pointed to the sky. Grab your block, place it in between your knees, and you're going to squeeze your knees together, okay? Now, your hands are going to find the ground on both sides of you, and we're going to start to curl up off of the floor, starting with our tailbone. Curl up ever so slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you come into your full expression of bridge. And then lower back down the exhale, slowly curling down. So we're making this wave-like motion with our spine, curling up and back down. We'll go like that however your breath is wanting to move. One more time. And when you reach your full expression of bridge, you can interlace your fingers and place them, kind of shimmy your arms, your shoulders, onto your shoulders, underneath you, and hold here. Or you can grab another block, put it on the medium setting, find the small of your back, and then rest on that block. You can move this one out of the way. Okay, I'm just giving you options. What's your body need right now? Do you want more of a little challenge, or do you need to just soften? I just want to soften on this block. We just did a lot of work. And release. All right, so find your bridge pose. And breathe. Awesome. Take one more breath. Release your blocks. Move them out of the way. Now take your right leg and cross it over your left. You're in a little lady leg position here. And allow your legs to just fall over towards the left. Extend your arms out wide, like in a T shape here. Now if this twist is a little bit too deep for you, you can take a block and allow your legs to fall onto a block or a blanket. I think I want the deep stretch. That feels pretty good. All right, breathe here. I'm gonna take your right hand and pretend like you have some sort of lotion or sunscreen in it. And we're gonna start to slide it across our chest, all the way across our left arm until it extends out past the left fingertips. So we're massaging our shoulder here as we roll onto it, and then start to roll backwards, unfurl, back out. Do that a couple more times. Ooh, you may hear something. Oh, it's popping and cracking. It feels pretty good though. We do a lot of work on our shoulders, so give them some love. Okay. Allow your arms to go back into a T. Start to unwind your legs. Now take your knees to your chest and give them a little hug. Neutralize our spine before moving on to our next side. So plant the feet on the ground again. Take your left leg, cross it over your right, and then allow them to fall over to the right. Arms go back out to a T. Head is going to look towards the left. Breathe. Now take your lotion and start to smear it across the chest, rub it across the arm, all the way out, just past the fingertips and back. We'll maybe do that 2 more times. Rolling onto that shoulder, massaging it, giving it some much needed care and attention. And you can meet me back at center with your arms out into a T. And unwind your legs. Hug your knees into your chest one more time. Give it a nice squeeze. And take any more movements that are calling to you before we land in our final resting pose, Shavasana. Maybe you want to circle the legs here, or do a happy baby, or anything that is calling to you. Take that. Also grab any sort of blankets or eye masks or stones or crystals, anything you need to feel comfortable for a little bit. I'm going to cover up because it's cold here in Appalachia. My feet are freezing. And then just take up space on your mat. So allow your legs and your arms to kind of splay out, fall out, and relax. Starting at the crown of your head, we're going to relax our whole body here. So let any tension go. Relax your jaw, relax your whole face. Your shoulders, let them melt onto the mat. Allow the breath to be natural. Relax your fingers, relax your legs, relax your toes. Feel supported by the earth. And just be here. If there's any sort of distractions, wherever you are, just simply guide your attention back to this moment. Give yourself this time to rest, to digest everything that we've just done together. Remember, you are exactly where you were supposed to be. Whether you are in the caterpillar phase of just nourishing yourself, staying close to the earth, eating good foods, finding stability, or you're in the chrysalis phase of the unknown, of the waiting, of the learning patience, or the emergence, the growth phase, the new beginnings, celebration, wherever you are, it's beautiful. And let us recognize that we are all in different places all the time. We're always changing. And that's perfectly beautiful and normal and wondrous. Start to bring some movement back to your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes. If it feels good, you can take your hands up above your head and give a nice stretch. And with your eyes closed, start to make your way onto one side and land there for a moment. And think about if there's anything that you want to carry with you throughout this day. It could be as simple as being present. This feeling of being completely at home in our bodies, where we are in life. Being grateful. Start to push yourself up into a seated position with eyes closed. Find a nice, tall, long spine. Begin to rub your hands together at your heart. Place them on your heart. Seal this practice in with a big inhale and exhale. And bow your head in reverence of this practice, this time together. And when you feel ready, gently blink your eyes open. come back to this moment. Namaste, friends. Thank you so much. I hope this practice serves you well today. We'll see you next time.